I've been in the zone for about 10 weeks now, and after all this time, I ended up reaching my second objective. I can finally see it with my own eyes. It's here, on top of one of the towers in the military base. The problem is that it's not under the control of the army anymore, so my orders of mission will be useless. The Freedom dudes are not hostile or anything, but I doubt they will let me get to the antenna without asking questions. Well, I can still try, I guess. So I talked to the local technicians. As it stands, the antenna isn't working anymore. Some of its components were fried during the last emission, and despite their efforts, it's impossible to repair without replacing the broken parts. Of course, such parts are not found easily in the zone. They even let me take a look at the antenna myself, and I can confirm, everything they said is correct. Damn, did I just come to the zone for nothing? No, I can't give up like that. This screw guy told me that the missing components could perhaps be found in a place called the Dark Valley. Apparently, there used to be some sort of scientific center in that area, and they had some old Soviet antennas used for triangulation. Freedom left the valley some time ago, but before their departure, the antennas were still working. Now that is good news. If I can make my way to the Dark Valley, maybe I won't even need to find the missing parts to repair the antenna here, but rather perform the experiments on one of the antennas that are there instead. It won't be ideal, of course, but still better than nothing. Well, we will see. For now, I have to prepare to travel. While I'm here, I could not resist the temptation of checking out this famous barrier. So, that's the final frontier, the last outpost of humanity before the madness that awaits further north, at the Brain Scorcher. At first glance it just looks like any other place in the zone, a simple road with trees on each side. But if you look better, you'll notice that the scene is very unsettling. Freedom has built some barricades with junk, and the concrete of the road is cracked and broken, a reminder of the violent battles that took place here. But worst of all, around the whole area there are metal spikes coming out of the ground, and on the spikes, heads. Human heads, zombie heads, snork heads. This sight alone is enough to discourage anyone to continue further. Alright, I've made a plan to reach the Dark Valley. This time I'll try to avoid the bar, because of my reputation there. The Freedom guys told me of another route that I could use, which is to the east of Rostock. There is a forest here, full of derelict trucks and vehicles that were used in 1986. It is the fastest way to get to the valley, but the area is quite radioactive, so I've decided to acquire an anti-rad artifact. I've been dreaming of such an artifact ever since Gary showed me his, and now is the time to finally look for it. Damn, it took a while, a whole week in fact. Thankfully the area around the army warehouses is full of anomalies, so I went for artifact hunting every day, and found a few nice pieces. That made me some more money, but it was an anti-rad artifact that I was looking for. In the end I got it from a burner anomaly near the village. It's a red sphere called a fireball, which drains a little bit of my energy in exchange of cleansing away radiations. That's a deal I'm happy to make. Anyway, getting it was not that easy. The inhabitants of the village were not really happy of my intrusion on their territory. After picking up the artifact, I heard a loud roar, and a bloodsucker came bursting out of a nearby house. Now that I think of it, it was a good thing that I encountered the bloodsucker earlier in the Great Swamp, or else I would have never known what was about to attack me. So I shot a whole mag of my AK in its head, and it died, but I heard the heavy breathing of other bloodsuckers coming towards me. There were at least 2, maybe even more. Damn, this village must have been a whole nest of those monsters. I didn't ask questions and ran away with my prize. Alright, now I'm ready to go to the Dark Valley. The Freedom Stalkers were right. This path completely avoids Rostok. I've easily made my way to this famous truck cemetery. That's where my fireball artifact will come in handy. All I have to do is keep it close, so I attached it on my belt. There's a special pouch for that. And it will protect me from radioactive particles. Now that I don't have to worry too much about radiations, I'll be able to focus on another threat: mutants. The area seems to be crawling with monsters, hiding in the forest and between the old vehicles. So I decided to walk at the edge of the cemetery, at the limit between the trees and the trucks. I guess it was bound to happen. I was attacked by a few wild boars. When one of them charged at me, I was able to dodge at the very last moment, and the monster crashed in the truck next to me so hard that it broke its bumper. I don't even dare to imagine what kind of damage this attack would do to a human. Anyway, the boar knocked itself down, so I easily killed him before turning against the others. I shot one more and wounded the third one that ran away. Well, that was close. Bless me for taking the time to clean up and maintain my gun. If it had jammed there, I was a goner. After killing a few other mutants and going through the irradiated scrapyard, I reached the end of the cemetery. Now all is left is a bit of forest, and I'll be in the Dark Valley. I'm starting to get worried a bit. I didn't see any stalkers on my path, and I have no idea who is controlling the Dark Valley at this moment. Is it just a wild wasteland full of mutants and empty of human life, just like here? Or was it taken by someone else after Freedom left? I don't have any answers to these questions yet, but surely I'll find out soon. Damn it! There's a lot of menacing stalkers all around! What did I walk into? They're not bandits. I fear they're worse. Ah, shit! They're everywhere! They're coming for me! If anyone can hear this, help!